Hi, I'm Sarah Zuber with Verve Counseling. I'm a mental health therapist in Portland, Oregon, and I'm here today to share more framework and strategies for dealing with anxiety in these uncertain times. And today I'm going to talk about responding to stress versus instead of reacting to stress. And this is from MBSR, Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, a therapy developed by Jon Kabat-Zinn. So I'm going to share my screen here and go through some concepts and strategies. Oh, I'm way, okay, let me get back to the beginning here. So definition of stress. So this guy came up, kind of coined the term stress and made it more of a common word in the 1950s. And he defined stress as the non-specific response of the organism to any pressure or demand. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, how you see things and how you handle them makes all the difference in how much stress you will experience. So both of these are saying that stress is a response to a stressor, a triggering event or a triggering situation. It's not an object in and of itself. It's your own personal reaction. And Jon is saying, what you think, what you feel, what you do, that makes all the difference in how much you experience your reaction. So 9-dot problem, you might have seen this before. This is the problem is you take out a piece of paper and a pencil, draw these 9 dots just like this, and I challenge you to draw 4 straight lines that connect all the dots. You can't lift up your pencil or pen and you can't retrace. 4 lines to connect all the dots. That's the problem. Pause it if you've never done this before, and I'd like you to see if you can come up with a solution. Most people try to make it a box, but what you see quickly is that you can't get that middle dot. Here's the actual solution. You start at that top left dot and follow the arrows, and see that's 4 straight lines that don't retrace, and but you have to go outside the box. So you have to shift your paradigm a little bit, go open up your mind to see solutions that are not readily available in your brain to get to this. And you might have noticed when you first tried this problem that as you went through all of your options, your stress was going up and up and up and up. As you exhaust all the things you can think about, you might have felt anger and frustration and hopelessness and anxiety, and then maybe even wanted to give up, or maybe you did give up. And then when you see this solution, you might notice you had like an aha moment and your stress went, oh, okay, now I've had a reduction in my stress. So stress hardiness, what we know about people who handle stress more heartily is that for example, well, we have a tendency to get stuck in our own problems and our own crises and to make faulty decisions and choices. This is a pattern of human behavior. And rather than penetrating through problems to the point where solutions are reached, we get stuck. And there's a tendency to make more problems and to make them worse, and also try to give up trying to solve them, just like the 9-dot problem. This is human behavior. We tend to get stuck. When we react to stress, we get stuck. Whereas stress-hardy individuals view life as a challenge and assume an active role in attempting to exert meaningful control. In other words, it's not a finite, fixed mindset. It's not a, oh, I can't do it. I haven't been able to do it. I can't do it. It's a, oh, I haven't been able to do it yet. I'm going to try it a different way. I'm going to practice. I'm going to take a break and come back to it. I have options. I see options. I have some choices here that I can make or that I have control over. Here's the stress reaction. This is from the book Full Catastrophe Living by Jon Kabat-Zinn. I'll share that again later. But this is basically the fight or fight response. All animals have this response ingrained in them as when we have danger that's real or perceived, like a tiger chasing us, we go through this physiological response. And also, we also have this response to when we're not actually in danger from daily day-to-day stressors. So basically the fight or flight response is your body goes into hyper hyperarousal. Your heart rate might increase. Your blood pressure increases. You might breathe more shallowly and rapidly. Your epinephrine is released, adrenaline. That's what makes you might even feel shaky, your palms sweaty or kind of hot. Your energy goes to your muscles getting ready to fight or flee, and away from your digestive process, because you don't need the digestive process happening right now. You need the energy in your muscles. You might feel that as like a fluttering, a stomach, butterflies in your stomach. So this is like you're in hyperarousal for this fight or flight response. It can become chronic when stressful events can happen that are like just short term and brief, like a car accident. That would be one that's unexpected, or like taxes. We're in tax season now. That's an expected one, but it's also time bound. Or it can become more chronic, like when we're in a pandemic, that we're just sort of in this constant state of hyper arousal, maybe not like to the peak, but like higher than baseline, just sort of in this hyper arousal state all the time. And that has a physical effect on us. That can be pain, muscle pain, like tension all the time. And we all have different places in our body where we hold the tension. It could be jaw, neck, shoulders, even hands, back, chronic headaches, migraines, gastrointestinal problems, sleep disorders like sleep disruptions. And then we can have also maladaptive coping skills to this, like self-destructive behaviors, overworking at home or in the job that pays us, hyperactivity, overeating, stress eating, substance dependency, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, caffeine, food. We can get in cycles. And this long-term, this can be leading to loss of drive, enthusiasm, depression, even heart attacks, exhaustion, physical and emotional, psychological exhaustion. Aren't we all there? So this is the stress reaction. What we want is a stress response. And the difference between those words, reaction and response, means it's just indicating that a response is more in your control, more mindful recognition and choice, versus mindless reaction and being on a roller coaster of our emotions. So responding includes awareness of your body, muscle tension and breathing, awareness of the full context, the big picture, using emotion-focused strategies, using problem-solving strategies, seeing new options, looking for new options, and has a quicker recovery of mental equilibrium and homeostasis, and a general calmness and balance of mind. So some ways you might cultivate this is being aware of your feelings of anger or fear or hurt as you feel them rising inside of you. More of an observer role, not trying to suppress, but just taking a step back and being curious and paying attention. Say to yourself, this is it, or here's a stressful situation, or now is a time to tune into my breathing and center myself. Saying these things to yourself as a cue. If you're quick enough, you can sometimes catch the stress reaction before it develops completely and turn it into a response instead. Here's a tool you can use. It's an acronym from MBSR, STOP. S stands for stop. There are a few situations in life when we need to react immediately. Take a breath and tune in. Open. Be open and observe what's happening in your awareness in this moment, and then proceed. What's the next right move with greater control and clarity? Another tool is a 1-moment meditation. And this is simply just sitting with your breath. You can do this anywhere, in a work meeting, in a crowded store, with your kids watching TV. Just pause for a moment. You might even set a timer for a minute and just sit comfortably, arms uncrossed, legs uncrossed, and pay attention to everything that's happening, or your breath. Just bring it back to your breath for 1 minute. And this is getting you grounded and centered in yourself, recentered in yourself, so you can proceed with intention. Last, I'm probably not going to read this actually. This is a tool for expanding perspective. I had a guided meditation here about observing the sky. And this is a reminder of expanding and realizing there's a greater context and look for that. And you can look out your window, or you can go, if it's warm outside, go throw a blanket on the ground and just look at the sky and notice what's in your frame of awareness. What colors, the play of color and light. What are the clouds like? Or is there an object that grasps your awareness? What is it about that object? What do you notice? And can you see the horizon? Where does the earth meet the sky? And notice this and lay with it and take in the vast unendingness, which is kind of similar to your brain. It's vast and never ending. And that is where I will stop. So if you found any of this resonated with you, that sort of being more mindful and intentional about your response and feeling more in control and grounded, then further reading would be, this is a great place to start, this book, Full Catastrophe Living by Jon Kabat-Zinn. He's the founder of mindfulness-based stress reduction. This is in the library. This is a very popular book, or Amazon or Powell's or wherever you like to get your books. All right, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me today.